to
Tonight.
Manchester United, because could it be 5 in a row for Michael Carrick? Just quickly, I know we've spoken a lot about this guy Frank getting his hair cut. Can you believe in this day and age, Jeff, that managers are being asked in press conferences about a fan getting his hair cut?
No.
No.
I mean, it's pitiful, to be brutally honest. You know?
Yeah.
There are a lot more important things when it comes to Manchester United, including whether you would... I mean, without offending West Ham fans, because I'm not suggesting this is going to happen, but if they go to West Ham and win, 5 wins on the bounce, at what stage do you say... You've done enough for me. You've got the job permanently, if you want it.
Probably just about that point, I think.
Do you think?
I mentioned to you, the difference in the whole place. I got there 3 hours early on Saturday morning. You just feel it. I mean, a completely and utterly different environment. You know, there's a buzz. That everybody's happy. There's an enthusiasm. There's a positivity. Everything that you'd want about your football club was at Old Trafford on Saturday. It really was. Plus the most important thing, which is the results and the performance. So I think we've got a game tonight, by the way. I think that's a game tonight, which I'm looking forward to it. It's a real test, because West Ham, particularly in wide areas, I think have been excellent. So it's a game tonight. But I don't know about you, Jeff. I think, if he gets Champions League football, which looks as though it, will be the case, I think you've got to give him the job, Jeff. Because see, if you don't give him the job and you give it to somebody else and they don't do well, you leave yourself open to some unbelievable criticism.
Yeah, and I feel, guys, that they can't go too far down the path of wooing and talking to other managers, which they're going to have to do. If they believe they might take somebody else, you're not going to get an Ancelotti or a Tuchel or whatever by, turning up one day after the World Cup and saying, actually, do you want our job?
Correct.
There's got to be a lot of work goes into that. And I think there's a danger of going too far down that path when actually people quote Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and say, look what happened once he got the job permanently. And it might happen to Carrick as well. Well, it might do. It might happen with anybody.
Correct.
But it might not as well. So for me, I would say... Done a great job so far, son. This is your reward. You've got the job if you want it.
It's funny because, see, looking at it, guys, and it's easy when things are going well. Obviously, I get all that. But I just think he looks comfortable in the position. Which is a big thing as well. He looks as though he can handle it. He looks as though he's enjoying it. And it's clearly you're going to enjoy it when things are going well and that, and there will be tougher times ahead. But I just think a little bit like, I look at a couple of these players on the pitch, whether it's Cunha and Bruno, they look comfortable being there. I think Carrick looks really comfortable in that dugout.
Yeah, he does. He's got a good team around him. And Martin, who is a Man United fan, he asks a question that everybody will ask. Is it not still new manager bounce? He said, I'm not convinced he's long-term. It's hard to tell, isn't it, to be honest, Martin?
Yeah.
Whether it's new manager bounce, but they play with a swagger and a style. As you say, and Boomer and Cunha and Amad Diallo and, of course, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
And he's restored, the Maguires and the Luke Shaws to their best, and they've finally got a good, reliable goalkeeper as well.
Yep.
I do think so. I think if they do get Champions League, which I think they will, because it will go down to 5th, and they also don't have any other competition to focus on other than the Premier League, I think they're going to have to make a big decision to make, because, it is Manchester United at the end of the day. And if say, a Luis Enrique becomes available in the summer and he wants to go to United, and he is one of the most elite managers we've got out here in world football right now, so then it's like, well, do you go for someone like him, or do you give Michael Carrick the job? In the back page of The Sun, Carrick is ZZ Top. Zizou? Right, I'm just going to give you a little bit of context, because Michael can be United Zidane or Pep, says Joe Cole. I'm not quite sure if this has been taken a little bit out of context. We're talking about the man that won 11 trophies at Real Madrid, 3 back-to-back Champions Leagues, 2 La Ligas, 168 wins in 263 matches for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think he's going down the route of, because he knows the club and he's got knowledge of it, and his demands of playing at the highest level. And Guardiola and Zidane followed stellar playing careers with Barcelona and Real Madrid by leading their old teams to glory. that's the route he's going down, not necessarily all the success that Zinedine Zidane had with Real Madrid and Pep Guardiola has had as Manchester City. Do you understand, Ali, what Joe means by this? Feels a little bit too soon, maybe.
Oh, of course it's too soon. Absolutely too soon. But I think he means as a figurehead leading the club.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt that's the angle he's going down. Because it's madness, effectively, to try and compare him at this moment in time to somebody with a track record as Zinedine Zidane. But I do understand the point he's trying to make as a figurehead.
There's an interesting text coming as well, guys, saying if Vincent Kompany can do a mediocre job and get relegated with Burnley, then be rewarded with a job at Bayern Munich, why can't Michael Carrick be the manager of Man United? I think it's worth saying that Bayern Munich were in a lot healthier space than Manchester United were. But it's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah. And Hastings did another great result the weekend. Kane got another couple of goals, 5-1. No, but that I can understand that baffling people. It baffled me to a certain degree as well. It was as if no matter what job that Vincent Kompany did at Burnley, he was getting that Bayern Munich. As if he'd been set up for that Bayern Munich job for a long, long time. And, has to be said, he's doing well.
Yeah. You know what? If they lose 4-0, Man United lose 4-0 at West Ham tonight, we won't be having this conversation for a while.
Definitely. Although,
how fickle are we?
In Nuno's press conference, it was quite interesting. He got asked if there was any big players missing for the game, and he said yes, but he wouldn't tell us who. Now, there's rumours that it could be a couple of their most important players. So if Jared Bowen or Crescencio Somerville are missing, then I would expect Manchester United to go on and win that game comfortably and make it 5 out of 5 for Michael Carrick. And you can't deny what he's done. But I think, Jeff, the key thing is not just the football, not just getting the best out of the players. It just feels like the whole club is almost back to, maybe not back to the United of old, but it just feels like it's maybe on its way to getting there. And I think that's the biggest compliment you can give to Michael Carrick since he's come in, that it's not just on the pitch, that it feels like he's changed, but off it as well. Yeah,
you couldn't agree more. John's texting to say, Carrick will take the Spurs job, lads. Well, John, there isn't a Spurs job. But you know what? Actually, I shouldn't be cynical, because, John, you're right, John, because if Matt Carrick doesn't get the Manchester United job long term, he's going to be right in the frame now for other Premier League jobs, isn't he? No question. Yep. Olivia, thanks very much indeed.
Thanks, Olivia.